The real challenge that we had, which was why I found MeetRecord, was not being able to get real-time or accurate, precise understanding of what was happening on sales calls. It's very challenging to do that through just watching the recordings raw. It's really valuable to be able to actually make notes and to be able to comment on it. So the challenge that we had was I was unaware. I was a bit outside of the loop what was happening on our sales calls, which meant that as we're a small company that's scaling quite quickly, it's very difficult to pinpoint what is going well. So what do we need to target more? Maybe it's better. Maybe it's the type of customers that are closing. Maybe it's the type of feedback we're getting. Maybe it's the type of objections we're getting, or maybe it's the type of things that the salespeople are saying. And we're able to focus on those things and get better at those. And then also notice the things where things aren't going well. So maybe we're noticing reasons why clients aren't qualified, or maybe we're seeing reasons why salespeople are losing deals because maybe they're not following through in terms of setting up second calls on the initial sales call. So now we have that information, I'm really able to see and leverage our sales, not just from a sales manager perspective, but actually as from the whole business as a whole. I've been using MeetRecord for the last 3 months now. We were previously using Zoom to record our meetings, and I was sitting there as a sales manager just listening and hearing all the recordings. It was very difficult to actually provide feedback, to actually track and see what was going on with my sales team. So since I downloaded MeetRecord, I'm now getting full insight and full analytics into what is happening on our sales calls. I'm starting to pinpoint keywords that are being used. I'm starting to really figure out where our team are doing well and where our team aren't doing great, enabling myself to actually share those recordings of sales calls that are performing, that are leading to close one, and being able to share that in a playlist and share that with my team, as well as being able to pinpoint specific parts of the sales call that could do with improvement, that could do with coaching. So overall, it's really, really easy, simple to use, and has helped our team to get better at their sales calls, which is always the value and the benefit of wanting to coach and be a sales manager. We've been able to help coach our team using MeetRecord, particularly through the annotations or the comments that you can use throughout the sales call. So as we're sort of going through, we can actually make comments and make notes on things that we're noticing and seeing, which is great in the real time coaching, but it's even better when you go back and you look at old sales recordings and you can find areas to improve on, which is really valuable for our sales team. We're also using playlists as a tool for coaching, because what we'll do when we're training our sales team or bringing in new salespeople, we have a playlist of all of the top sales recordings that they can watch and listen to. What we also do is create a playlist for people to learn how to get better at self-coaching or coaching others. So they'll go into that playlist and they will actually have to make notes and say areas of that sales call that they want to improve. So not only am I coaching, but I'm coaching my team on how to coach better for themselves. And then finally, being able to see keywords and key terms that are being used in the sales call is really key, because we can actually see whether or not, how many times are we talking about pricing, how many times are we going to the next steps, and that gives me really good ways to identify how to measure success on a sales call and what's going well and what's not. And really allows us in real time to see what is being said, and also be able to share that in terms of next steps. So something which is really helpful is being able to go right to the end of the sales call and see what were like the 5 key action points on a sales call, which means that our sales team can now instantly know what to reply in their follow-up. And also when they're going back on old calls that they've taken, so maybe they've spoken with the salesperson, they've got a second call scheduled in 3 weeks, they can go back on that old recording and look at the key next steps and takeaways. The analytics also tells you how often we are moving forward into those next steps as well, which is helpful.